Hi everybody, John Schmidt here along with Bill Maropulos. We don't have a script or an intro. We're going to kind of do this off the cuff as it's been 2 years since this run was completed. We just figured we need to get this done before the World Championships in a month. So Bill took a couple hours out of working today and we set out on the first try, and we're going to go through this for you guys. Now, Bill and I have only seen this once in the last couple years, so we're going to focus more on theory and technique than every little shot that I take, and I play fast anyway, so I won't be able to narrate and keep up with my patterns. As you can see here, this is a Brunswick Metro, new cloth, clean aramith balls, about 5-inch pockets. It's a nice easy table, which is good for big straight pull runs. Now, I kind of shot my mouth off a couple years ago and told Bill, I'm going to come down there. If you give me 5 days, Bill, 8 hours a day, I'll run over 300. And he laughed, and we bet dinner on it. And the first 4 days, I ran over 200 once or twice a day, and then got lucky on the last day here before my flight out to a tournament and ran 366. So, as you can see, I'm kind of just flying around the table. Now, if I was in a match and needed 50 balls, say, in a 100-point game, I would be more studious, take my time. But I know that I'm trying to run a massive run, so I'm going to conserve my mental and physical energy. I've talked about that a little bit before in other videos. So I am going to play pretty quick, because that's really the only way that you're going to run 300, 400, 500 balls. You just can't take 20 minutes a rack. Don't you agree, Bill?
Oh yeah, you'll be all burnt out after an hour.
Yeah. And Bill's a nice rhythm player. I'm sure anybody that's watching this is probably a straight pull player. Most likely are familiar with me, and I'm sure you know Bill. I've come to the sad conclusion that more people know Bill than me in the straight pull world, but I'll just have to deal with that. But I've gotten through this first rack nice.
Classic end pattern there.
Mm-hmm. Something I notice when I watch other people play, and everybody has their own style, but I see people make a little bit too much out of the break shot, and they, I think that a lot of people are under the idea that the top players like Torsten Homan, Angert and Ortman and Mike Siegel and those kind of guys, maybe myself, that they think that we know something magical about the break. I look at it real simple. If I hit the break shot and make it and hit it hard, I'll take my chances and see what I'm left with. I don't know where every ball is going to end up, so don't get so wrapped up in English and hitting the rack medium speed and all that stuff. You might be able to pull that off and run 50, but you're not going to run 350 chip in the stack. So just go ahead and blast them and hope for the best. And when the stars align and you're not scratching on the break, you're going to run a lot of balls. Again, the way I'm going to run these balls off practicing is a little different, and something I'm proud of in this run is I didn't shoot one shot in this run that I wouldn't have shot in a match. I've seen some guys bank a ball off the stack for a break shot to keep the run going.
Oh yeah, bank the corner
or
ball,
bank the corner ball and things like that.
Because you missed the stack.
Yeah, so I mean, as long as you shoot shots you would shoot in a match, you could kind of be proud of the run. So I got lucky and did that here. But I am seeing this rack, there's a lot of trouble. I don't really have a break shot that's laying out there real good.
No, nothing at all. Maybe that 6 ball at the top of the stack, but I don't know. I don't remember.
It's kind of funny, Bill. I'm playing so fast I can't even begin to tell the viewers what I'm going to shoot next. But there's spots where I slow down a little bit.
You'll slow down after a couple racks. A little bit.
The 12 there on the left rail would be okay connecting off the ball on the side, but I think I try to bump the 6 over right here, and I managed to do it, knowing that if I missed those balls, I still had the 1. So now it looks like I'm going to try to play the 12, 14, 4, or 4, 14. Can't quite tell yet.
Yeah, so you did that way different than I would, but you know where the cue ball's going more than
right. Well, it looks a little haphazard when I shoot a shot like that, but I'm playing position on 2 or 3 different spots that way. It gives me more margin for error. I'm coming away from a rail. I had to shoot that with some inside English. This table plays excellent. It's very level, and it makes a shot like that last one easier to do, because if I get any roll off there at all, I'll hit that ball thick or thin and miss the shot or miss position. So, you know, you really got to have a really level table to run anything over 100 balls.
Okay, 2 racks down. I've seen you run so many big runs. I'm out in the shop working while you're running balls, and really don't really care if you run 100 or so because you do it so
Yeah.
often. It kind of bores me.
Well, I think in this 5-day period, I ran over 100 about 20 times, if I remember right. So for me, you know, I'm not saying that to sound braggish, but I mean, I don't really get real focused or nervous at 100. I run over 290 something times. So a 100 ball run is really where I just start even paying attention. So now if I'm in a tournament, then I'm going to treat every shot like it's do or die. But for these practice runs, you might see me do something and think to yourself, well, that looked a little haphazard, a little crazy. And it might be. But the thing to take away from that is rhythm and speed will help you run big runs. You just cannot get the max out of your game physically and mentally if you study every rack super hard. It seems counterproductive to play fast and loose, but it's the right way to run massive runs. I mean, Torsten Homan plays crazy fast. I play crazy fast. Ortman, Angert, all the guys that have run 400 plus, they play crazy fast. I think there's something to it.
Well, Mosconi played fast.
Yeah,
Karras
Mosconi
played fast.
Yeah.
All those guys back then played fast because, you know.
Yeah, you know, you're going to take your time once you get down to the end of the rack and all that. Now, the one thing you might notice is most of the shots are going in at pocket speed when I can get away with it. I'm trying to use outside English. I've talked about this in all my other videos, but if you stick to the 5 basics of pocket speed, don't use inside English, don't run into balls, leave yourself insurance, play position on multiple balls, then you can pretty much just rely on execution and shot making, and the rest will take care of itself. And I see a lot of guys here try to draw back for the ball on the side. You just draw back and shoot the ball in the corner here. On a tight table, you know, this would be a little tougher, but on this table, I just move the coin to 3, so that's 42 after I make this. Pinch this and cheat the pocket a little bit.
So you were sure you were going to make it?
Yeah, it looks like I didn't want to walk back down to that end again. Now, if you'll notice, I'm taking all the balls out of the pockets with my left hand, which is my gloved hand. That keeps the oil off the balls. Throughout the run, I'm going to mark the cue ball and clean it. I've been criticized for that by some, but that's ridiculous. They clean the balls in snooker. And anytime you're in a pool tournament, if you ask the ref to clean the cue ball, he'll come over and do it every rack. So I find that cleaning the cue ball keeps them from skidding, and I don't really find it a way to detract from the run. Now this break shot, I like to use high ball, so I'm less likely. See how the cue ball kind of arced towards the bottom? Takes away from the scratches in the top 4 pockets. Got a little cluster in the center. Once I remove that 5, it's going to open up a lot of balls to go in the bottom left pocket.
You going to go into them now or around?
I think I'm too straight in to do much. I don't get the 2. I'd probably like to get up on top of them, shoot the 15 into the bottom left. Okay, now sometimes you accidentally land on a ball like this. I've talked about this before. If you're shooting 14 balls off the table and you accidentally land on 4 straight in, go ahead and shoot them. Now you're playing position 10 times instead of 14. Now this straggler up table, this 4, if I would have landed a little more straight on, I would have shot it, but then I wouldn't land on this 15 very easily. I might shoot it anyway. I don't have this run memorized. I've seen it once in 2 years, so.
I think this was
Okay, I did shoot it. Yeah.
Well, Efren kill stroke.
Mm-hmm. We would have released this video sooner, but, you know, Bill lives 2 hours from me. I had to write down. We had to find some time to do this voiceover. And, you know, we really didn't prepare for this. We didn't have an intro or a script or watch it 4 or 5 times. We just don't have the time for that. But we wanted to release this to the public, especially since I'm going to the New Jersey, or the Maryland tournament and the World Straight Pool Tournament in New York. I figured, you know, 2 straight pool tournaments coming up, it'd be a good time to get this video out. Now I'm in a little trouble here. If I run into the red ball, that's my break ball. See, I had to take a chance there, and I got the 1 to come out for a break shot. If I remember right, this is really probably the worst played rack of the whole run. I really am in trouble here. You do not want the end of a rack to look like this. A good shot there. Now I'm deciding, do I want to shoot the brown, come out for the 8, or do I want to shoot it in slowly and shoot the 12?
Yeah, I don't know.
The cue ball is so clean here that I can kill it enough to hold for the 12. So shoot this shot with 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock English, just middle left, no low, and twist the ball in. Hit it as fat as you can. I'm using a Fury cue there, and a low deflection shaft whittled down to about 12 millimeters, and I believe a Everest tip. Okay, I hit that pretty nice. Now middle left English, come around 2 rails.
Mike Siegel favorite right there.
There we go. Okay, so I landed nicely on that. That's 56. I've ran, this is my highest run on video. I do actually feel that the 294 I ran on the diamond table was much harder than this. This I was able to accomplish in 5 days, which I do feel is about right. I'd say once every couple weeks I would run 3+ on a table that plays this nice. But that being said, it is the highest run on film that I'm aware of, and of course I get a kick out of that, and I think you guys will too. And if you watch this a few times, you're just gonna pick up little things and you're gonna improve. And I think anybody that plays straight pool, whether your high run is 17 or 217 or 517, you want to run more balls, you want to improve, you want to play your best, and I think that watching this can help some people, and I'm glad to do it. And it's fun to have Bill along with me and have his perspective. Bill's a great player. He's run 100 many times. And the funny thing is, Bill is actually more knowledgeable about straight pool than I am. I could not referee a straight pool match, but Bill could. He knows all the rules by heart. I just run balls and they tell me when to quit shooting. But Bill really knows the rules, the fouls, how to rack them. It's a very complicated game. I would have no chance reffing it. So don't ever ask me to ref your match, but...
That's just showing my age.
Okay, well that too. I'm glad you said that.
I've watched Moscone play and Karras and those guys.
Yeah.
So, in person.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That shows that I am kind of old.
Well, you still look 29, Bill. But Bill's kind of got the golf bug right now. He hasn't played a lot of pool this year, so all you people that have followed all his runs, he's really kind of been slacking lately. He's just going to the driving range every day. It's pretty funny because he's one of those guys that has 7 drivers, 8 putters, 3 golf bags, 4 pairs of shoes, and he plays golf once a year. But he hits the driving range like twice a day. It's totally comical.
You gotta be prepared.
You gotta be prepared for that one round of golf. Hits the golf ball good too. He shoots in the 70s. I hate this guy. He's one of those guys that can do everything well. It's kind of irritating, but
it's not great.
Well,
Yeah.
For a guy that's worked your whole life, I think you play amazing pool and real good golf, and obviously we have a lot in common there. So I think if you spent more time on the pool table, you'd have run 100 in the last year. You haven't, but only because you just haven't spent much time playing.
Yeah, getting too old.
Well, once we get this table recovered, I think I'm going to come back and try to break this run. Maybe take another week and see if I can get 4+ or 5+.
You have a clue what you're going to do?
Well, it looks like I'm going to use the 9. I like the 9 as the break ball, maybe the 12. I can't quite tell if the 12's in the triangle. I think it's outside. Now what I like to do here is leave the 9 and the 12 for break balls because they're both break balls and they're both key balls. Okay. I'm going to use the 9 and then the 15. This works. You have to use a little inside English there, which is dangerous.
Only dangerous because you fear the skid because you're hitting it slow.
Right.
Easy.
Okay, there's 70. Pretty smooth.
High break ball, my favorite.
Yeah, I'm gonna play as fast as I can play because this is my last day and I still haven't got the 3+, so I'm trying to get in as many shots as I can. I was actually kind of bummed that I didn't run the 3 earlier in the week. I had a couple chances at about 250 and dogged it or did something unlucky or stupid. But we kind of caught lightning in the bottle on the 5th day here. There was a great music playing in the background during this whole run, but we had to strip it and so that we could do this voiceover for you guys. Many of you would rather just hear the music than me ramble on about how great I am, but we felt that, you know, adding the voiceover and explaining things would help some of the people that aren't quite as familiar with the game. But one of these days we'll do one where we have the sound and you can listen to us do commentary. I think that would be good, but that would take a lot more preparation and time, and maybe next time.
Well, what you miss out here is you don't hear the click of the ball.
Right.
You know?
Now I've got a dead ball here, I believe. The 9 looks dead. If I shoot the 7 into the pink and then it glances into the 11-9, throws it right down the hole. But I'm going to go ahead and shoot this ball upstairs first. But I've got a big cluster and, you know, a lot of trouble to deal with. But this dead ball should open them right up, and then we reevaluate the situation. Straight pool will make you very good at reading the stack, and you know, Bill is excellent at knowing which combos will go, which won't, which billiards will go, which won't. It helps you in your one pocket. I mean, I just keep saying it. I've been saying it for 10 years, but straight pool is an excellent game to learn how to play pool, how to pocket balls, how to play position. I think one pocket's a great game, but I've said this before. Some disagree with me, but I think one pocket is the best game in the world to display your learned pool skills, but I think it's the worst game in the world to learn pool skills, if that makes any sense. Straight pool is the best game to learn pool skills. If you get to where you can run 200 balls playing straight pool, you can pretty much figure out how to play 9-ball. Now, I took a little chance there. Frankly, I feel that I'm unlucky that I landed like this and have to shoot such a thin cut, but it's going to happen at times. Now here, you just got to try to make the cut, and where the balls end up, who cares? You just got to make the shot. And that didn't look like it rolled off.
Like Corey dual shot.
That was. Now this cue ball almost gets hooked down here behind this ball. I maybe could have shot on the side, but this is an ugly rack. I remember this rack. The brown is in the triangle, so I'm going to have to use the pink in the side for my break shot. Now one way would have been to shoot the 15 upstairs now, then the blue, get in the triangle, take ball in hand, or shoot the blue, come across 2 rails like this, high left English, 1, 2. Now this shot here, I have to cheat into the right-hand side of the pocket to hold position on the pink. It looks like I miss it. I hang it up a little bit. You know, I hit it a little rough, but I was trying to cheat it, so it is what it is. It went in. I was like, whoa, I thought I missed it, but there's 84.
84 in 18 minutes, you're on your normal pace.
Yeah, we're going pretty fast here. Which proves, I mean, this really proves that, you know, when you get up there in a match under pressure and you start trying too hard, you just get in your own way. You get out of your rhythm. You know, just the next time you go to the pool, do yourself a favor, pick up the pace a little bit. If you feel that you're anywhere close to a slow player, just trust me one time and just try to play fast. You'd be amazed at how good your subconscious mind can play pool. If you just get out of your own way and just pick up the pace. And that was a nice result there. That cue ball can hit the side of the rack and scratch in the bottom right corner. It can hit the top of the rack and draw off up into the top corner. So that was definitely one of those break shots where I'm not sure what's going to happen.
You just hit it high so it would rebound and go back forward.
Well, no, I actually hit that with a lot of draw, Billy.
Oh,
I hit it softly. I hit it with a lot of draw, and I had to even catch the pile. Ideally, I would have hit it with high spin, but that one I had to use draw. I wouldn't even hit the top of the pile, but it worked out. It's not an ideal break shot, though. Try to run into the 13 here lightly. Maybe glance off it into the 3, just like that. Okay. Now, some guys will say, don't run into the balls here, but I sometimes will draw into those and scatter them apart. Sometimes I won't. Because I had the 9 and the 12, I have so much insurance. I just don't feel that it's a dangerous thing to do. Once in a million, it won't work out, and somebody will say, well, you shouldn't have ran into the balls, but, you know, that's just my style of play. It looks like I'll use the 8 or the 6. Now I'm going to shoot this 3 upstairs in the corner. These balls are very slick and clean, so I know if I hit it good and pocket speed, it'll go. I need to bump the 8 over a little bit here so it goes past the 6. Okay, so now that becomes the key ball for the 6. Go around the 1. All right. Now what you try to figure here is what's the easiest ball to get to the 8. You don't really want to go from the 1 to the 8. You probably want to go from you want to go 8 11 6 or 11 8 6. So I draw over, like I talked about. I played position on two balls right there. Because I fell a little short, I can use the 8 instead of the 11. So more margin for error. It would look like a mistake to somebody that's not familiar with the game, but a knowledgeable player would say, well, John chose something that gave him more options, which is the correct way to do it. Okay, high left English, go 2 rails around the 6. This is a self-correcting position. If that ball goes another foot, I still have an angle on the 6. If it falls 6 inches short of that, I can still make the 6. So when you go around the balls, you're on the path, and it just gives you more margin for error. It looks a little fancy, but it's actually, again, an easier way to do it. Okay, we're at 98 there after about 21 minutes, so I'm playing right on pace.
Yep. 22 minutes is your normal 100 pace generally.
Well, this is a drop pocket table, and I have to run around and get the balls. If it was a ball return table, I could probably run 100 and maybe 20 on the nose or something.
Say a minute or two.
But okay, high English there. Could have hit those a little harder. I don't know why I didn't hit them a little firmer, but again, these balls are clean. They should open well. In the early parts of the rack here, you're really just trying to shoot shots that won't skid or miscue or miss or hook you. I'd like to go brown, possibly then shoot the 9, go into the pile. I don't think I do that. I think I shoot the 14 here next, and I draw up above the balls, which, looking at it from here, I'm surprised I didn't go into the pile off this 9. I don't know what I was looking at that made me change my mind here, because I actually disagree with what I do. I think I should have went into the pile off the 9. Don't you think, Billy? It looks real natural. Yeah, I don't shoot it. No, I should have shot the 9 right there and went into him. I don't know what possessed me to not do that. But it doesn't mean it's terrible. But looking back, I kind of think I should have shot the 9. I mean, I had a nice free chance to open the balls up there, and I didn't take it. So I don't know. Go figure.
Well, okay, now that's why you're...
Yeah, now I'm in a little trouble.
Right, now
yeah.
you're thinking more than you would have.
So I would have to chalk that up as a little bit of a mental error, or a little bit of just being chicken and just thinking, well, I'll get it in a minute.
And now you're going to shoot it, but you don't have the
I don't have the insurance, right.
Before you would have had the 14, which you just shot.
These should open well, though. I think the 11 will come off the 8. A little bit of high left English and just kind of let it dig through the balls. There we go. Okay. Well, we've got a shooting gallery, but there's really not a good break shot. Now, if I shoot this pink, I can move the 1 over for a break ball. That's why I'm shooting the pink in the side now.
Yeah, you might not have a shot if you shoot the pink in the side.
Yeah. I might have to shoot the combo next. I get a little... If you get stuck on these, though, and have to shoot the... Now, that's a little unfortunate that I have to shoot this combo next, but this is a pretty basic shot as close as I am to it. So the 9 is now my break shot. Okay. Now I can go a lot of different ways. I can shoot the black ball at the end and then the 15 in the side, or I can shoot the pink at the end and then the 1 and pivot around. I think I go 4 1 9 at the end. Yeah, that's what I would do. Laying very natural. Now, I made sure to come down this way. Right. Oh, no, I'm going to go pink 115. Okay, this isn't bad either.
I don't know.
It's kind of like playing, checkers here.
Yeah, but where are you going to shoot the 15?
Well, you could play the 15 in the side or the corner. It just depends on what exact angle you get on the 1 here. I would think I'd play it in the side. Okay, good. Now, if I'm not sure, but I think I hit this with inside English and come 2 rails out of the corner. This is easier to gauge speed-wise, and you're not crossing your line. You're kind of coming in towards it. To somebody that's, a 20 or 30 ball runner, that's going to be a very uncomfortable way to shoot that ball. But to an advanced player, that's actually an easier way to shoot it. So what that tells you is you have to go practice your inside English a little bit.
But that's the problem with leaving that side pocket, because you're crossing the line.
Right.
If you don't get dead straight on it, you got to do something fancy.
Right. Exactly. And there's Bill walking in. He's got grease all over him that day. I think he was. Bill's one of the premier engine builders in the world, and he's out there in his shop. He builds race engines for top name racers that you see on TV and stuff. So they come to him when they want their engines built, and I come to him when I want straight pull advice. So, okay, so I drew off the stack there. Now this is another tough rack. That's 99. Okay, I'm looking to see if I can get on the other side off the 15 and shoot the 14 and open them up a little bit. This is one of those shots, so if you miss this position window right here, you're done. I mean, the run can end real easy right here if you don't land just right on this 14. Now you just glance off the stack with high ball, nice and soft. You're going to have balls push out by the side. I just really can't see not getting a shot here. Or the cue ball will even go up in the middle of the table and you can shoot the 14. Either way, you should get a shot here.
I don't know. If I shoot it, I'm sure I don't get a shot. Well, you're worried about it because you're not shooting it yet.
Now, something interesting you guys can do, when you first get this DVD from me, just turn the sound completely off. Don't listen to Bill and I, and watch it once, and just imagine in your mind what you would do, especially in the tricky situation. See what you would do, and then go back and watch it and see what I do, and see if you're matching up and are anywhere close. That's almost like getting a lesson. Now, the good thing about it is, if you're wrong every time, well, then after you watch this, you're going to be right a lot more. And if you're right every time, then that's going to reconfirm that you know what you're doing.
I think you got a phone call there.
Yeah, I think I get a phone call here from Corey Duell. Actually, he's calling and telling me about a pool match with Dippy Dave. So I take 5 or 6 minutes to talk, which is okay. You guys can take a break or pause it or fast forward through this. I think I get 2 phone calls in this run. One's like 6 minutes and one's 3 minutes. So sorry about that. But
we just didn't. We could have edited it out, but
yeah, I didn't want to splice it, and that's that looks like I'm trying to edit out a miss or something. I didn't want to do any of that. But go ahead and watch it, and then try to compare and see how many times you would have chose the right thing or what I did, and that will help you know that you're on the right track and you're choosing the right shots. The funny thing is, it seems like the people that get these videos from me are usually very good players, guys that already know how to play. I'm surprised that more of the 10 and 20 and 50 ball runners don't watch this, because I think it would help them, become better players. I feel that I had an impact on your game.
Right, and well, watching videos what impacted your game.
Yeah,
when you were
exactly. I learned how to play from AccuStats videos. That's how I learned how to play pool. So in today's day and age with YouTube, you can pretty much learn how to do anything without trial and error like everybody else in the old days. Okay, so we're going to go into the blue here, medium speed. You don't want to hit it too hard and scratch up in the corner or something. Okay. Well, I didn't get much out of that, but I've got a shot or two. There's Bill coming in to shark me.
As you can see, I'm not even at awe of your run right
now. No, you're not worried that I'm on 100. I've ran that enough in front of you, but we're going for the 3+, and I think I'm at 102 or something right there.
Yeah, probably more, 112.
Okay. Now, this is interesting. This is really, I've got a lot of problems here. Big cluster. This combo, and again with combos, the good thing about combos is when you play a lot of straight pull, you have to shoot these a lot, and you'll get a real good feel of what the middle ball of the combination is going to do afterwards, after the collision. I mean, you just get a real good sense after playing straight pull for 10 years. you'll have a nice feel of how far that ball's going to travel, at what angle it's going to travel. And I just think there's no better game to learn that than straight pull. It helps me when I play one pocket too. Now I've got a couple balls in the middle right there that if I go into them right now I can get stuck on the back of them. So I believe I'm trying to graze the 2 off the 8 here. Okay, now once I do that, I've got a break shot, and now I'm going to focus on those 2 balls that are stuck together. Now you'll notice right there, when I teach people how to play pool, I have what I would call like my power stroke, and then I have, or my position stroke, and then I would have what I would call my accuracy stroke or my make stroke. And basically all that means is when I want to just cinch a ball and make sure I make it, like that ball I shot up in the corner a minute ago, I shorten my bridge a whole bunch. I get my hand real close to the cue ball and I take little tiny backstrokes, and I'm going for nothing but accuracy. Now when I have to do a big long draw stroke, well, then I'll move my bridge farther away and I'll take bigger strokes to emulate the hit. So I don't think that you should use the same. I've seen 9-ball players get up there and play straight pull, and they use a 1-foot bridge on every shot and these big backstrokes. And I just, when you have a 3-foot par putt, Bill, you don't take a backstroke like you're hitting a 60-foot eagle putt. So I think your pull stroke should match up with what you're going to do. But some players don't seem to do that. I mean, to each his own, but I found I get the best results when I try to make my practice strokes match up with what I'm trying to do on the hit.
I totally agree.
Well, I thought the coin. Okay, the coin's actually at.
You actually mess up with the coin.
I think
when we did this run. You thought you only ran 352.
Oh, I actually skipped it right there. See what I just did right there?
I don't know where you skipped
the coin should be moving to the 8th dot, which is 112, and I didn't do it. I left it on 98. So I actually cheat myself out of a rack on this run, but because it's on film, we know it's 366.
Right, I had to call you up and tell you
yeah.
It's an extra rack after I watched it.
That's right. Now that was a good break. Those balls really flew apart. I've got many break shots. Everything's open. This is one of those racks where you just try not to miss or hook yourself or miscue or have a skid. So, you can kind of control that by. Now, I think I should have shot the 912 there.
Yeah, that's what I would have.
I don't know why I shot that. I'm not really sure. Yeah, because that 12, I need to deal with that 12-4 now.
And the 9 leads right to it.
Yeah, the 9 leads to it.
You can still get on the 9 and do that. But.
Well, this opens up some things too, this ball. Once I get this ball out of here, things will be easier for me. I draw right back up in the middle of them. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to use the 15-14 at the end, the 15 being the key ball. If you're not familiar with what a key ball is, that's the ball that you use to get to the break ball. It's kind of the key to getting to the break ball. Now I think I go into the 412 here. Now this looks crazy, but with the way I shot it, you just can't come up dry there. I can't see not getting a shot, but again, as soon as you get in a tournament, you won't get a shot doing that. Now that 12 needs to be removed. The 12 that's underneath the 15, it's blocking the 15. And I go over and nudge it right now. Some players would just roll forward and shoot the 11. You got to move the 12 here. See? Now once I remove that ball, now the rack's a piece of cake. Now you can go 15, 14, 5. You can go 15, 5, 14. I mean, you just have a lot of options here. You can go 5, 15, 14. High left English. Make sure you stay below the 5 a couple inches. Okay. Now make sure you don't get too far over on this shot, which I actually almost fell under, but you'd rather be there than too far the other way. So now just twist this in thick with middle left English, nice and soft, just like that. Pocket speed, the ball will go every time. There's 120. That's 126.
Right.
Oh, well, no, yeah. I did move it then.
Well, there's one time there in the right.
Okay, well, I did have the coin's right. It's at 126.
if you're at 120. Either way, all I remember is that at the end of the run, the coin's off one.
Oh, okay.
And I don't recall. It's 2 years ago.
You know, people talk all the time about, they ask me, did you see the guys in the old days play? And I have, and I found that they play very similar to the top players today. There's really no one style. I mean, people say, well, Mosconi did this and went into the middle of the rack, and Siegel got above the rack. Frankly, I don't believe any of that. I think they did the best they could with the layout they had at the time. All the top players basically play the same. They stick to those 4 or 5 rules I talk about. They leave insurance. They don't run into balls. They use pocket speed. They use high ball when the break ball's laying one way, draw when it's another. They basically all play the same way. Because there's only so many ways to do it. But if you're leaving yourself good angles and pocket speed, and you're playing position on multiple balls, you're leaving inside English alone unless it's absolutely necessary, things like that, then you're going to run a lot of balls. Sure, Nick Varner might pick these last 10 balls differently than Mike Siegel, but they're going to use the same theories, the same approach. So it looks like I'm going to use the, I can't really tell the numbers of the balls, but that blue ball on the left, that looks like a good break shot, or the green. This 4-9 combination's easy. I'm looking to make sure the green passes when I stop there, I would think. Okay. And if you notice, the way these balls, now I'm going to nudge this orange ball up. It's free to bump into it and make it a break shot. Anytime you get a chance to do this without really screwing up your run, do it. I've just made another break shot for myself.
Whether you need it or not.
Yeah, whether you need it or not, you just can never have too many break shots and key balls. So now I have 2 break balls, which actually act as key balls. So this is what you want the end of a run to look like. You can almost shoot the end of a run like this without using any chalk. Everything is just like baby shots. Now I have a little too much angle on this brown ball to just roll forward. I'm actually going to go 2 rails up in the corner with inside English and come into the line of the balls. Now again, this looks crazy, but this is a self-correcting position that no matter how I land off that 2 rails, I'm going to lay correct on one of these balls to get on the other one. I mean, and I'm in good enough stroke here that my speed control is on, and I have pretty good confidence I'm going to land where I need to land. Okay, so there's 140. We're starting to get in stroke. The run's a little sloppier between 0 and 80 than from, say, 80 to 150 because I'm not on a big enough run yet to really care, and I'm kind of just shooting the wrong shots. So as teaching material, it might not be the best, but this is the way big runs get put together. Now from here on out, I'm probably going to take my time a little bit because I'm on a big enough run where I'd be irritated if I made a stupid mistake. So I will probably slow down a touch and shoot shots that I would say are a little bit more conventional or proper.
Yeah, you're just going by instinct.
Yeah, I'm still going by instinct here, yeah.
You know.
Okay, that's a nice little shot. We got rid of some problems. That 8-1 wouldn't be bad. It's laying it. Normally you don't want to shoot combinations, but with new cloth and big pockets and clean balls, if you miss this, you know, you just deserve to have the run end. Now that ball I just bumped into could work as a break shot. It's a touch high. Okay. Now we've eliminated all the problems. Now the screen, I've noticed the screen is like going to blurry for like a half a second once in a while. I don't know what that's about. But again, you know, when you're videoing something like this isn't something I can do on demand. So if a dog barks or a lawnmower goes off or something, it's just something we have to put in the video because this is one of those things where, you know, this is kind of a once in a lifetime run and just what you're going to have to put up with some extra things.
Phone calls
or what have you. Okay, so it looks like I've committed to the, now yeah, I'm going to shoot this red, so surely I'm not going to use the 13 as the break ball. Okay, So I am going to use the ball on the right. All right. So at the end, you would go that pink ball up in the middle, and then that ball to the right and the side. So I'm going to go 11, 3, 13, 4, and then whatever that is in the side. Draw back an inch, perfect. Now draw back about a foot, shoot the 4 up in the top right-hand corner.
Stop, stop.
So stop, stop. That's what we want. This is midsummer, or no, this was May when I did this, so it's not too hot outside or muggy, which is good for the pool room here. It's dry air. Okay, now that was a good stroke. I had to make that cue ball turn over a revolution at high speed. That can get away from you if you hit it bad. You can follow it all the way to the end rail or whatever. So there's 154.
It can't be 154. It's not a number, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Now this break shot here, you just use high ball. I mean, just use high ball and whack it. Basically, you're gonna shoot 99% of your shots with high ball or low ball. I mean, people talk about, well, I'm going to use high left English here and chip the stack and go 2 rails. I don't want to play that guy because he's better than me if he knows that much. That's just too much to put into the break shot. Now you'll see here I'm cleaning the balls off a little bit because they pick up chalk and hand oil, and there's no reason to have that on the ball, so I wipe them off a little bit. Again, they do it in snooker, so I see no reason why they don't do it in pool.
Well, they do it in pools.
My detractors say that takes away from the run. I shouldn't do that, but you know, I mean, what do they know? I think it's the way to do it. Okay. Now, I might have racked those balls bad because for as hard as I hit them, they didn't open very well. But I got lucky. The first thing you want to notice there is that 9 ball. It's dead. So it looks like I can come around and shoot. Well, I don't think I shoot. I think I shoot the 1 here and go into them. I think I just got another phone call.
Yeah, this is the long phone.
Oh, this might be the long phone call. Time for you guys. No. Oh, no, maybe not. Okay, so I've got a lot of choices here. I could shoot the 14-3, then get back on top of the balls. I could probably shoot. I think that combination's aiming a little low, so I don't shoot it. But the reason well, okay, I think I just shoot the 1 here and go into the 6, and they're all going to open up. High ball. Medium speed, perfect.
Yeah, that's the right shot.
Yeah. Now get rid of the 14 because it's blocking a lot of stuff. And that pink's actually blocking a lot of stuff too. That pink is blocking the 2. That can end up haunting you if you leave those 2 very long. Now the 13 is my break shot. So all I'm really focusing on here is getting rid of that pink ball as soon as possible. Get up past it. There we go. I want to shoot the pink and then the 8 or the 8th and the pink. Okay, now this is a little bit more missable, but I just feel it's a necessary evil to get rid of that ball. Again, here's one of those where I just landed on it accidentally, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot this ball. It's almost a straight in, easy shot. Now, if you'll notice, okay, you see this 11, the way it connects to the 2? It looks crazy to shoot this and go down table, but I'm landing right on the 2. So instead of shooting the brown, I'm going to shoot this 11 and go 3 rails for the 2 because I need to deal with the 2 anyway. And hit this with bottom left English and just, you got to trust that you're going to make it. It's all about weighing your difficulties. You say, well, that shot was difficult to cut in. Well, it was no more difficult than dealing with this blue ball if I keep waiting.
Right.
So now you go 8 ball, then 3, come up into the middle of the table by the spot. That way, if I get above, straight in, or below the brown ball, I can use it as a key ball. Just don't jack yourself up on the 13. There we go. Okay. Now I actually got, I got straight in. I could have stopped in the triangle. I do what I think is a little more difficult here, but again, I'm in stroke right now, and I just feel that I can execute this well. Okay, there's 168.
Maybe.
This table here plays so nice, so level, so perfect. I wish I got a chance to play on it more often. Most people think I play 8 hours of straight pool a day. I play straight pool about 3 times a year, and when I do, it's usually on a table that's just not set up. I would love nothing more than to play straight pool on this table for 1 year straight. I feel pretty confident that I could run 527. Maybe I wouldn't, but you wouldn't want to bet against me. This table here is very level, and it just plays great, and the balls open up nice, so it's a lot of fun to play on because you're going to run big numbers. But I still have to execute it and everything, but the table's conducive to a big run. Okay, and I got a little unlucky, got kissed to the in rail. This is where your fundamentals, you got to rely on your fundamentals. If you twitch it all there, stick goes sideways, and you'll miss hit the shot and miss it.
Walsh makes that shot all the time.
Walsh has never missed that ball. We're talking about Dennis Walsh, a good friend of ours, a good player from Chicago, real nice guy. He's actually the guy who helps me with these DVDs. He'll print out a bunch of them for me. So thanks, Dennis. Okay, now looks like the 9's the best break shot. Okay, now I get a phone call from my buddy Greg from Virginia, and I think we talked for about 5 minutes. He was telling me he won a golf tournament and had a hole-in-one in one of VW Jetta or Bug or something. So he was all excited, and I usually try not to stop when I'm at 180, but I needed to talk to him. So this is about a 5-minute phone call.
So if you want to fast forward.
You want to fast forward or hear me and Bill ramble on. Bill's not coming, to the World Championships this year or the Maryland, and he'll be sorely missed. There's a lot of people that like Bill, and I actually really like having him there with me when I play. So if I don't win the tournament, I can blame you now, Bill. That's okay. You make big money. You can just write me a check, make up the difference.
Well, if that's the case, if you win, I get half.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go.
It's only fair.
As we speak, and we're doing this DVD, I have a tar match with Corey Deuel in about 4 days. I'm really excited about that. We're going to play some 8-ball, 1-pocket, and 10-ball. And that's going to be a tough match. He's a great player and a good friend of mine. And hopefully I do well. I haven't played much pool this last couple weeks due to an injury.
He's also played on this table.
Yeah. Corey's been here. Charlie Williams. Who else you had over here? Cheating on me.
Sal Butera. And
Charlie, Corey. Yeah. You've had Chad Reed, the motocross racer, hit some balls on it.
Yeah, that was it. Almost had Appleton, but you said he couldn't come.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't be buddies with the Mosconi Cup, a European Mosconi Cup guys. Yeah. But, I'm going to try to make quite a few copies of this, and I'll make these available through AZ Billiards and possibly in person at tournaments. So if you guys see me at the Super Billiards Expo or any of the straight pool tournaments, try to catch me. I'll have a few of these with me.
Dennis Walsh, you can buy them through him probably, I'm sure.
Yep.
And he'll be the distributor.
Yep. I don't know, Bill. I think after all these years I've played pool and I've played all the games, I honestly feel that, if you just play straight pool for a week, as a matter of fact, I was just telling a guy named Richard Grenier this. There's a guy here in LA that's a really great one-pocket player, but his forte is banking and moving. If he shot and ran the balls in better, he would play. He would play up there with Cliff Joyner and Jeremy Jones and them guys. And every time I see him, I notice that he's practicing his banking and his moving. I said, Rich, you're already great at that. Go ahead and practice your ball running. Play straight pool. And he told me he did for about a week, and he said he noticed a difference in his ball pocketing. And, I just, as you can see here, I'm going to play almost 2 hours of pool here, and the whole time I'm shooting balls in. I'm not playing safeties and kicking and breaking and all that stuff that really just doesn't add up to anything. I think pocketing balls is the foundation of good pool. Doesn't matter how much you know or how good a position you play. If you're not good at pocketing balls, you're not going to beat anybody. That's why Shane Van Boning's so tough. People say, well, he doesn't really know one pocket. Well, he knows it good enough to run 8 and out and beat everybody. He moves good and shoots great. The guy that shoots great and moves good will beat the guy that moves great and shoots good every time playing one pocket. or straight pull or anything else.
No, that's the whole key, is making balls. So
Yeah. So the straight pull is good for your rhythm and your ball pocketing. All right, the phone call's over.
It is.
I think I put the phone down and get started here. 50 minutes in, yeah, so we're at about 140. No, about 168 or something. But yeah, the 9. See, when I look at this rack right here, all I see is the 9 is the break ball, and then I see the ball that's the key ball, which is like the 15 in the side or the 6 to pivot. Oh no, I am still talking on the phone. Well, this was a little longer phone call than I remembered, but the guy I'm talking to on the phone is an ex-mini tour golfer. He's about 6'5", 230, and I swear to God, I've seen him drive it 400 yards. I mean, we're talking an elevated tee box of maybe 10 yards, no wind at his back, and the hole will be 395 dead straight, and he's in the greenside bunker. I mean, it's just evil to watch.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
He swings it hard.
Yeah, he can hit it. All right.
Here comes the glove.
Here comes the glove.
I hate the glove.
I think it's the greatest thing ever. It's funny, in golf the glove gives me grip, and in pool it makes it slide. It gives me no grip, but makes the cue go through your hands good. I know some people say they like to feel the wood or whatever, but I don't understand that. I mean, all I do when I feel the wood is I feel friction, and that makes me, miss shots. So, okay, so now.
You can just stay in the middle here and shoot.
Yeah.
Corner side,
Yep.
You don't have to move the cue ball much at all on a rack like this.
No, I'm going to shoot the 11, then the 1, then the 6, I would think. And then at the end, the rack will probably be that 10 and the 7 and then the 9. Something might change, though, but that 8's kind of straggling over there by itself. I don't really like that 8-7.
The 8 leaves to the 7. You don't like the 8-7?
Yeah, the 8-7's okay. It is.
Yeah.
But see, the 3's tangled up because the 3 doesn't pass the 9.
It's 4 straight in the corner. Get rid of that.
Yep.
There you go.
Then the 3 will pass off the 7.
And then you go down to the 6, then up to the 14.
I think what I do here is 6, 10, 7, 8, 3. Yeah. Now you draw back. Oh, no, I'm going to just shoot the 3 now. Go 3, 8, 7, 10. Well, that's fine, too.
That's horrible.
Bill slightly disagrees with this pattern, but that's okay. He's earned his stripes.
See, this would be perfect if that 14
Well,
ball wasn't there.
Now, that looks a little crazy there, but see, if I would have shot that ball and played position on the brown, I would have had to use inside English, which is something I just don't want to do. I've just seen too many runs in with inside English.
No, man. See, if you don't get perfect here, though, you're screwed.
Well, okay, I cheated the pocket there, so the cue ball would stay there. All right, that's, I believe, 182. Well, I just like saying it.
Well, you
Sounds
don't even
impressive.
know if it's 182.
I think it's 182.
I don't think so.
That's your IQ. Whatever your IQ is, that's what it is.
There you go.
In case you can't tell, Bill and I are best friends. We talk to each other like a couple 7th graders, and he needles me a lot. So it's kind of funny when we do these, because he'll say, "Oh, that was stupid."
This is the G-rated version.
Yeah, this is the G-rated version for sure. Okay, now this break shot here, you have to either hit it 100 miles an hour with draw or with follow, because I have little angle. So I'm going to shoot this with draw and extremely hard. Usually the cue ball will go all the way to the end rail and then back up. Every once in a while it'll lay right down the end rail. That's kind of unfortunate. Now here, rely on your fundamentals. Try to hold still and follow through, and don't move your head. I overcut that a little bit, but I made it. Okay, now I'm going to go blue and then get the pink, because the pink's kind of over there by itself. Now, I don't have a great break shot. I'm going to have to nudge something out.
You still got to get worried about getting those apart.
Yeah, I have to get them apart, nudge a break ball. There's Bill coming in to ask me how many I'm on. Shark me again. Okay, now I have a little bit of a shooting gallery. I can go off this 11 and go all the way around the table and get on the 4, and then I've got the 9, the 15, or whatever, or just go up above, get on the 4. So I'm really not in trouble. It looks like I'm in trouble here, but this isn't bad.
You're good now because this 4 leads to those, either any of those balls will go in the corner.
Now the problem is if you shoot the 15 here, you can get stuck. You've got to possibly shoot the 12 first, then the 15. Now this is a more difficult shot to pocket, but it's, again, something you have to do. There, now I can shoot the 15. Well, maybe I can't.
Well, you're going to go up. Get either the 15 or the...
Oh, okay. I come up for the 12. Now when I shoot the 12, I can nudge out the 3 into that 10 and push the 10 out. Or maybe the 6, push the 6 over. I hit that a little hard. I didn't quite catch it like I wanted. Now I'm in trouble. And honestly, I don't remember what I do here. The 6, this ball over here on the bottom right could work, I think, but it's not ideal.
I don't remember what you did.
I don't either. Don't remember at all.
On the 6, you could shoot the 3 in the side and push the 14 down, but you might not have a shot.
Oh, I think I draw off this ball and hit the top of the 14 and push it over. Just like that. That was a good shot, because if I miss that, the run is really starting to get away from me. So now just stop your ball. Roll this in. This can skid because I'm using like right-hand English a little bit. Well, no, I hit that with left. Okay. Now this is tricky because I can't get the cue ball to turn 2 rails. It's too polished to grip enough to turn 2 rails. So I have to, I think, just go up once.
You sure? I think you can go 2.
Oh, I do get... Oh, okay. What I do is I overcut the ball on purpose to get a thinner hit so the cue ball can change directions. Okay.
If you go straight up, it's too gambling.
Yeah.
You could hit the ball.
Exactly.
And the further you get away from it, the harder the shot gets.
Right. And you have to get positioned that way by the glance instead of the angle of the rails. Using the rails is an easier way to gauge where you're going to go. That's why you'll see good players use multiple rails, because they can use the rails for position instead of the thickness or thinness of the hit on the object ball. Much easier to gauge. Now this break shot here is high, so I have to hit it easy. If I hit it too hard, the cue ball goes sideways and misses the whole pile. So you use high ball.
And on top, they break pretty easy.
But you got to hit it kind of easy so you catch the stack. And as you can see, I barely caught the stack. Now what I need to do is get up above the rack, get on the 9, shoot the 9, come down, get on the pink, the 4, or the 12.
You got to shoot the 4 after this and then pivot around for the 9.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to shoot. All right, cheat the pocket here. Shoot the 4, run into the 15. I would think I would run into the 15 off the 4.
Oh, don't shoot the 4. Shoot the stripe ball.
No, I'm saying shoot the stripe, and then I'm going to shoot the 4 and run into the 15. I would. Yeah. Now the danger here is if you hit the right side of this 15, your cue ball will glance up underneath the pile and get stuck sometimes. You won't have a shot, but that worked out nice. Okay. Huh.
Well, this is good.
I guess I'm going to get on the 9 next.
You're going to show off your stroke.
Yep.
A little deep screw to the center.
Now that's one of those shots, again, if you miss this position window, you run in. So, I was more focused on that position right there than it might have looked, because I know the run-ins if I don't land just right here. I hit this with high ball, go right into the 3, medium speed. That was a little harder in medium speed. Still didn't really get a good break shot though. I need to do what we call manufacturing a break ball. Basically, I'd like to come off this 1 and move the 5 over, or what do I do? I don't remember. I also can come off the 6, get on the 2, and then when I shoot the 2, push the 5 over.
That's the best. That's the least amount of movement.
But it doesn't look like I got the angle for that either. I'd have to run into the 3 first and then let the cue ball push it over.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, that'll work. Let the 3 absorb the energy of the cue ball, like that, and then run into the 5. Okay, that was a good shot.
Yeah, go get the other one down there.
The straggler, as I call it. It's an unhelpful ball that's a long ways away from everything else. So anytime you get a chance to get rid of those, get rid of it.
This might be better because you get rid of this one. It's hard to get to later on.
Yeah, this one's too close to the break ball. That's a good point, Bill. You want to get rid of that thing. Now I'd like to shoot the 3, then I would think the 11, then the 14 in the side. But you know, you can do this a lot of different ways. You just gotta execute well and not miss. I mean, the key is not missing. When all else fails, don't miss. You know, you can talk about patterns all you want, but don't miss. That's what, you know, people think I run these big runs because I know the patterns. Everybody knows the patterns. I don't miss. That's the idea. You know, you don't want to miss.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was just a choice of patterns, then everybody would be a 300 or 400 ball runner. But you've got to focus on the ball pocketing aspect more than anything. I mean, knowing the patterns helps, but if 2 players know the patterns the same, then the guy that shoots the straightest will run the biggest. Right. Okay, so because I would say knowledge-wise and patterns-wise, you're a 300 ball runner. I mean, there's hardly anybody that could pick the balls off any better than you would in your mind. You're just your execution, because you work 40 hours a week, is not going to be good enough.
I don't have the hand-eye coordination.
Well, you do. It's just at turning wrenches and building motors and hitting golf balls.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're in dead stroke here.
We're an hour in, and that was with 2 phone calls. So you're really at about 52 minutes
Okay.
of shooting.
Cleaning the balls again a little bit. So if I told you at the beginning of this run, you know, I'm going to focus on, you know, the pocket speed, the make strokes, the power strokes, the running into the balls at the right times, insurance balls, playing position on multiple balls. If I just told you that and then I didn't talk anymore, you'd watch this run and go, oh, there it is again. There's where he's talking about.
Right.
So that's the thing you want to take away from this video, is kind of the theory of how to play straight pull and then apply it to your game. Because it's like a snowflake. They all look the same, but they're different. Every rack is going to be different. So it isn't about how you pick the rack off. It's the style or the technique that you use, and you apply it to every rack for the rest of your life. Your runs will go up if you just do things the right way. Yeah, you can pick it off 2-7-9 instead of 6-8-4, but it's going to be the same type, you know, position play and pocket speed.
I notice a lot of times after the break shot, you know, a certain pattern comes up. You say, okay, let's get rid of those balls, work my way around the table, and break them up. So, and that comes up more and more because you've seen it so many other times.
That's right. That's right. Now this rack here, you've got the break shot looks like that 12 in the middle right of the rack there. But I shoot this ball and go into the 14 because I just know that that's just some balls I got to deal with later. So I want to take that chance now. That's untied. So once I shoot this brown ball and get up on the other side here, okay. Now I can shoot the 1. The only thing I'm focusing on is figuring out a way to get that little cluster undone. What do I do? I shoot the 3 next. See, those balls all go, those 3 balls that are near each other, they all go in the bottom left-hand screen. They're all key balls and they're all break balls, so maybe I'm kind of just leaving them a little bit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I jacked myself up there. I could nibble right here. I'm not sure if I do, but I don't see what would be wrong with it. But I think I slide up above them. Yeah, going into them here is a little dangerous, but okay, so it looks like I'm going to shoot. Okay, I'm going to shoot this 15 with draw. The 1's going to hit the 12 and stay there for the break. the 12 is going to come down. So this looks a little like lucky, but this was actually exactly what I was trying to do. And that wasn't as difficult as it looked. That was laying real natural to do that. So now I'm going to come around 2 rails, and I'm playing position right here on like 3 different balls. I mean, I know if I get right about there, I can shoot just about anything I want.
That's worked out perfect.
Yeah. Okay, now I hit that a little strange. I shouldn't have drawn back that much, because now I'm going towards the rail. I have to pound this ball with middle right English. That was a little bit of a mistake.
Well, that's where your shot making is.
Yeah, again, it just, yeah.
Pool skills come in.
And that's where the rhythm comes in. If I stand there and fret and think about it, it becomes more difficult. So my personality, I play golf fast, I play pool fast. That is the, I think, way to play straight pool. Maybe not the other games, but for straight pool, you've just got to speed it up to see the big runs. I just disagree with playing the game slowly, and I've talked at length with other great straight pool players, and they agree. Rhythm, speed, and you're going to get the maximum out of your game. Okay, now I can hit this one with draw or follow. It looks like I'm going with follow. Oh no, I drew it. Okay, I drew it, and cue ball got in a tough spot. I got to shoot the 9 and then run into the 3 or the 13 so I can scratch in the corner. And I'm going to do well just to make the shot. This is a missable shot. First thing you do here is make sure there's nothing dead out of the stack. And then rely on your fundamentals here. This is a real missable ball. And I jumped up, and I actually hit a little bit of the point going in. That shot, if it was at 40, I wouldn't care. But because I'm well over, I'm almost at 200 here, or maybe I'm over 200, I'm kind of trying hard, and I don't want to miss. Okay, the 15 and the 6 is good break shots. Everything else is kind of broken up here. I need to remove the 3 pretty soon because it's tangling up. So I go get it right now. Once the 3's gone, I'm going to definitely have to deal with them 3 balls that are tied up in the center. I'll probably come up and bump them off this shot right here because I have an insurance ball, which is the 11 in the bottom right of the screen. Okay, now there's a ball with the cue ball had a bunch of chalk on it, so I mark it, and I'm going to clean it with a towel because you don't want the ball to skid. I wish we could play pool with no chalk. But we got to use chalk, and that's what causes bad contact when it gets in between the cue ball and the ball you're hitting. It'll do what we call a skid in America, or in Europe they call it a kick.
You landed right on that one before,
yeah, but I had my insurance ball saved me, and that's why they called the insurance ball, because it's probably what you're going to use. Okay. Now that 5 and the 7, they only go into the bottom right hand of pocket, so I'm going to have to deal with that pretty soon. I'm surprised I didn't pivot around and get it right there, but I'll probably get it next. I'll shoot the 6 and then the 7. What am I doing? Oh, I'm going, okay, well, I'm going to get the 7 next, because if I shoot the 6, I'm removing one of my break shots and one of my key balls, and I don't want to do that. So to save an extra break ball, I went ahead and shot that 8. That makes sense to me now that I looked at it. See, at the end of the rack, the 15 and the 6, they complement each other. They're both break shots. They're both key balls. So you can get a little out of line out of either one of them. You can get out of position and get back in line. Oh, I need to go a little bit there. I think I can hold this. I can't tell from here. No, okay, I'm going to shoot the 6 and draw up for the 12 inside.
Are you sure? 12 in the corner.
Or no, I think I go on the side here. Now on this one, you want to be short. I got perfect on it, but you want to be below it so you can go down to the end rail. If you get above it and you got to come down to this end rail by where you're racking, you're going to be in big trouble. So as you can see, I mean, every shot I've tried to shoot would be a shot I would feel comfortable shooting in a tournament or a match, so that's a good sign. That means I'm picking the balls off the right way, and I'm relying some on knowledge, some on execution, blending them together, and you know, that's That's what it should look like. So I don't believe much into that, trying to get on a ball that's on the right or left-hand side of the table, meaning, oh, this is a right-handed break ball, this is a left-handed break ball.
Right.
I mean, that's good and all, but, to run massive runs, you're just going to have to take what's out there.
Yeah.
This is just as good of an angle as on the other side of the table. Now, that draw will sometimes go right in the side and right down the corner, but it's a chance you got to take. Now, this is a tough shot. I have a sideboard, though, with the 6.
Right.
So I don't feel that I'm going to miss this shot, but when I follow through this shot, I can't follow through and hit the point of the side pocket and stay there. I've got to actually make this cue ball stutter step sideways off the hit, which means I have to put some pace on the hit to get the cue ball to miss that point and then come down for position. So that shot was a lot trickier than it looked.
It was just a bad roll there. Mm-hmm. About the worst place you could stop.
Yeah, if the cue ball goes another half inch, I'm fine.
And if it stopped a foot shorter, you got balls in the right-hand pocket.
So I go rail first with a little right-hand English and bump this in. Play position on, I think, the pink. Okay, back in line. That's good. Now, instead of shooting the 9 and running into the 1, I shoot the pink first because then the 11 will go later. Okay. I don't know what I'm looking at there. Oh, I marked the cue ball again. The cue ball, I don't know if it's static electricity from sliding across the table or what, but every time the tip touches the cue ball, the chalk will stick to it, and there'll be a blue spot. Well, that'll obviously cause a kick or a skid, so I'm removing it, and you see I'm checking the cue ball for cleanliness there.
Yeah, and you're 200 plus balls into the run. I mean,
yeah, the cue ball's getting dirty, and I mean, they clean the cue ball in tournaments, so I'm not ashamed to clean the cue ball on a practice run.
No, at Derby City,
they do it.
Mika and Ralph, Thorsten, they always ask me to clean the cue ball for them.
Sure. Well, certain people, I'm not going to name names, but give me a lot of grief over that. But that's the same people that are claiming world records with no proof. So I'm not really worried about their opinion too much. But yeah, you can clean the ball, clean the cue ball at least. That's the one you're hitting. So okay, now the 8 looks like a good break shot. The 9 and the 3 are tied together. Got to deal with that. But that'll develop here in a minute. Okay, I went into it right there. That was kind of free. Took a little bump at it. Now, if I can shoot the 2 here, I'll do it. But it looks like I might have to shoot this 12 up in the corner or the 8. Or the 1. The 1's not bad.
The 1's horrible.
Yeah, the 1 I'm being jacked up left-handed and everything. Yeah. I like the 12 a little better. It's almost just dead straight in.
Let me put some Robert Denny snip draw on it.
A little snip draw. Okay. Pocket speed. Now, if you'll notice, when I hit a ball rough like that, I made it because I shot at pocket speed. If I shoot that ball firm, it doesn't go in. It rattles. So you got to get in the habit of that pocket speed. It'll really keep a lot of the runs going. Okay, and I shoot the brown up in the corner. And then at the end, I've got the 14 and the 12 as key balls. Again, they complement each other. I might use the 8, but I would have to. Okay, well, I am going to use the 8, I would think.
Yeah,
and that's fine too.
Which were you thinking of using?
Well, I was thinking of going 1, 8, 3. Well, I guess that is what I do. Yeah, because see, the 12 and the 14 are helpers. They help each other. But all that being said, it just depends on how the cue ball lands. But because I've chosen to leave these balls, they help each other so much that I can actually make position errors 2 or 3 times in a row and keep the run going because of the way you've left them.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah. So I do use the 8. Now I would have liked to have been dead straight in when I could draw back to the rail here, but I think I could still draw back 1.5 feet or so. Okay. That will work. All right, so that's around 250. I'm expecting the door to open any minute and Bill to shark me and ask me to go to the driving range.
You usually go over and lock it on a big run. But
Yeah, when I get near 300, I think I go lock the door. Because the sun comes in and I don't want it to hit me in my backstroke. Now this break shot here, I'm going to be hitting the bottom of the stack. So I'll probably use high ball here. I'm counting the dots to see how many I'm on so that I can know to start getting nervous and start dogging it. Hit this with center ball. I think I run inside for something or to go talk to Bill. I don't know where I just went.
Yeah, you came to talk to me. And I said something like, who cares?
Yeah, I think I told Bill I'm at 250. I might get this 300 on film, and he says, great. But he's just kidding. He does care. He'd be happy to see me break Mosconi's run on his table, and he goes through a lot of time and effort editing this stuff and putting it on film for me, so I appreciate it. Bill's a good buddy. He's done a lot for my career, and our friendship's been really great over the last 7 years. And you know, it's nice to be back on the West Coast where I get to hang out with you once in a while, Billy. Although the last time I came over here, I got a $1,000 speeding ticket. So I don't know how often I'm gonna be coming over here. It's unlucky.
Did you go slow today?
Yeah, I went a little bit slower today.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
We gotta move on.
It's funny, I run 250 and you tell me, great. I tell you, I got a $1,000 speeding ticket, and he just lights right up. Bill's just smiling away like, oh, that's a shame. So he's quite a good pal. Well, you know, of course, you know where all the CHPs hide, and you didn't bother to tell me.
I didn't know you were going to go 108 on the freeway, whatever it was.
Yeah. Okay, now I would have to think I shoot the 6 here, and I check to see if that 3 was dead up in the corner. Just draw off the 6, run into the pink lightly, and you got a couple insurance balls there. There we go. Ooh, I almost got unlucky and got stuck there. But, you know, obviously, it doesn't take good luck or bad luck. I just want no luck at all. I don't want any good luck or bad luck when I'm playing straight pool. I'm going to make my own fortune, but I don't need any bad rolls where I get kissed into the pocket off a break shot or what have you. Okay, now it looks like the brown 7. I just call it the brown. I know it's the 7, but if you guys aren't familiar with that, I'll just call it the brown. The 7, I think, is the break shot. Possibly the 15, right, Billy? I can't tell if it's in the triangle or not. I'm going to roll down off the 15 and get this 2, I would think. Okay, now once I do that, then now a nice pattern here is, I believe that's the 12, go 12, 9, 7. It looks like I'm going underneath. Oh, okay, I see what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw back off this 9.
Shoot this one in the corner.
Shoot in the corner with inside English and get below the 10.
And then stop, shoot the 9 in the side.
Well, you got to get straight in on it, though. Now, I don't get straight in on this, so I have to float through. This is much more difficult. I have to float through and play the 12 in the bottom left corner. Ideally, I would have stopped where I could have played the 12 in the side. But again, you know, it doesn't always work out to the millimeter. You're going to have to, like, just execute sometimes. So here I'm going to draw back about a foot, accept a little bit of an angle on the shot. Okay. That's a good angle going to the top of the stack. These should open nicely. Now is where, you know, the game has my full attention. When I'm around 250, 300, I am bearing down very hard, and it's funny because the pressure that I feel and the intensity that I feel is similar to that of being in the finals or playing a big money match against a great player. I mean, I am really, really trying right here. So what that shows is that practicing straight pull is an excellent way to simulate real conditions. You know, you hear the pro golfers talk about, you know, I try to, on the range, pretend I'm playing the first hole or this and that. Well, right now, I feel like I'm shooting this shot to win the World Championship. This shot has as much pressure to me as winning a hill game to win the U.S. Open. Then other people go, well, that's silly. Well, maybe it is, but that's what makes me the player that I am, is that I'm trying hard.
Well, all of us get close to our high run.
Yeah, whatever your high run is, if it's 32, you're going to get excited that you're going to do a 33.
Right. And,
and that's why this game is so great for your pool game, is because it puts you under pressure and it gives you a chance to reconfirm in your mind that you can handle the pressure. So the next time you have a big shot come up in competition, you're like, well, I know I can do it because I've been doing it practicing. And it matters to me when I practice. Other people scoff at straight pool. Oh, it's just practice. It's just practice. Well, you get up and run 400 and tell me that you weren't trying. You see what I'm saying?
Right. No, I totally agree.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, every time you practice straight pool, you have a goal. You always
you have a goal.
High run. You practice 9-ball, and you run the rack out, you ran it out, and you've done it before. You're going to do it again.
Yeah. So it's when you practice, if you can have intensity and try to make it like it's real conditions where you're playing under pressure and against a great player, there's nothing better that you can do for your game. Because I get asked a lot, what makes you a good player? It's playing tournaments, playing for money, and then you think about that and you go, well, what's similar about playing for money and playing tournaments? It's that you're under pressure. So when I practice straight pool, I am actually putting myself under pressure for free.
Right.
I don't even have to bet any money here, and I'm trying my butt off.
Right.
So it's just an excellent way to improve at pool. I remember when my high run was 42, how excited I was when I broke that. It was like a big deal that day that I ran a 60 or whatever it was.
All the time. That's why at Derby City I see all these pros that do it, and then they don't get a high,
they run a 60 or something,
and then they come back and they can't, they can't buy in fast enough.
Yeah, they can't stand it. They can't wait to do it again.
Exactly. Arcola bought in 5 times last year.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep him off the table.
Now I'm going into the balls with some pace. There was no insurance there, but I know I'm going into 6 balls at high speed. I figured to get a shot. I think the 15 is out far enough for a break shot, but if I remember right, I used the 1 in the side here.
Well, yeah.
Okay, now I want to get the 3-9, and everything else is like ducks. And at the end, I'm going to go 10 and then the 1. Now the 3 barely passes this ball. I remember this being real close. Now, here's something that's overlooked by a lot of players. When I shoot the 12 and play position on the 2, when I shoot the 2 and run into the green 6, the 6, you want it to bounce off the rail for a break ball. So you'll notice that I try this here. And I hit it hard enough, I knock it all the way across the table. But this is what I would call a free chance to make a break ball. See? Now the 6 becomes a break shot. Now if it doesn't work out, I know that I've got that 1 in the side.
All right.
So anytime you can take
a
reasonably free stab at making a break ball, do it. Now I do get in a spot here where I've got to shoot a little bit of a tough shot here. This is missable, this shot. Quite missable. And I have to use a little bit of right-hand English to get it to carry up above the pink. So, rub it. Okay. So now I'm all in with the 1 on the side. I've got to shoot this ball and come down for the 9. Okay. Now you might wonder why I shoot this 9 with inside English and go 2 rails towards this ball, but that's because I come into the line of the 10. Again, I'm comfortable with the inside English. This is the right way to shoot this if you're comfortable. If you're not good at the inside English, you're going to have to either practice it or just avoid doing it this way. But this is a self-correcting position to get to the 10. Now I just draw over a little bit. I might even go right to the side rail and take a real thin angle. The thin angle makes me almost have to go into the in rail and into the stack, but I can go into the stack a million miles an hour.
You're not going to scratch off
right
because you're coming in from the back.
Now this might look like I missed the stack going in, but what I'm trying to do here is I'm aiming at the corner ball, and I know I'm either going to hit it coming in or I'm going to miss it going in and catch them coming out at warp speed because I'm so thin on this ball on the side. Okay, so that's got me at around, I don't know, 260 or 70 or something. So we're going pretty good now. And I'm probably nervous here because I'm thinking, sweet, I'm going to run over 300 on film, and then Bill's going to have to buy me dinner. Now, this shot, you got to be careful because you're shooting it so hard, the cue ball will get airborne off the one, and then when it hits the back rail, it's bouncing, and it'll go over the stack. So you've got to really hit a flat stroke here, because as hard as I hit that cue ball can actually get airborne on you.
Well, you hit it pretty hard.
Yeah, I hit it real hard. Now I go up and nudge the 5 up for a break shot. Perfect. Now I've already broken them all up and got a break shot. So what I do now is just run the balls off in a nice controlled manner.
And you made another break shot if you need it.
Yeah, and I might even run into these 3 balls over here on the rail to kind of disturb them because they're laying a little weird. But as you can see, 50 years from now, somebody will say, well, I used to watch Schmidt play straight pull, and he chipped out 4 at a time. And you can go back and watch this film and see that's not how straight pull's played. I mean, every now and then that's how you do it. But if anybody wants to play me straight pull where they chip out 4 at a time, I'm going to spot on my handicap. The way you play straight pull is you get a nice angle on the break ball, you go into it aggressively, and you take an educated guess where the cue ball is going to go. But for the most part, it's a little bit of luck. It's the one time in each rack where I am not sure what's going to happen.
You don't know what's going to be your next shot.
I mean, exactly, Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and probably run into this 15 ball or the brown. Okay, that's fine. Now, whatever I shoot next is really missable, so I got to be careful here. And again, when I'm at 300, I'm a little more nervous than when I'm at 30, so I've got to take my time here. Okay, now let's shoot this little combo. Oh, they both went in, which isn't really ideal, but it's okay. So I'm all in with the 5. I could shoot the 14 probably, but I think I just roll the brown in the side and push the 14 down a little bit. Oh, I remember this, and I make a really good shot right here. I kind of got unlucky there. I could shoot the 2-14 combo, but then I don't get position. I lose a ball off the table without playing position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the 2 in the corner and go twice across and play shape on the ball in the long rail. This is a pretty good shot here under the circumstances. Yeah, that was a Bill Marop stroke right there. I just whacked it in like I didn't care.
I have to do that because I get out of line so often.
Well, I was out of line a little there myself.
This is perfect. Little snip, boom.
Yeah, pop this back a couple inches. This is where you have to be very familiar with the friction of the table you're playing on. Otherwise, you'll just stop your ball. But my brain's dialed into the friction level of this cloth because I've been on it for 5 days straight. So I just, I'm able to just draw back that perfect 2 inches like I want. Now follow forward. Okay. So I believe that's 2%.
No, you got to be over 300.
That's 18 racks. I believe that's that's only 252.
I don't think so. Well, you got 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's about you
have to run 120 minutes.
Okay, so that's
I think this is you've already.
Oh, because I've talked on the phone and stuff.
You've already skipped that one rack, I think. So I think you're at 260.
264, 66.
Right.
See, I'm counting there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, did I move that up to the... Well, at any rate...
It's way too complicated. So just wait for the video.
Yeah, just wait. Okay, now you can hit this with high ball or low. I think I hit it low, 100 miles an hour. No, I hit that with middle left. I like it when the cue ball does that. It goes to the in rail and then just spins over, or the side rail. That's nice. Now here you want to remove balls that are blocking other balls, like the 8, the 4 is kind of tangled up, 14 on the side. You just want to kind of play hopscotch here. You don't want to do too much with the cue ball unless you have to. I'm thinking the blue, well, you know, I don't know what I'm going to use as a break ball. Maybe I use the brown 7. But that 15 needs to be removed because it's blocking the 3 and the 13 from going in the bottom left pocket. So we're going to go over and shoot the 4 and then this 15. Oh my goodness, where am I going? Oh, okay, I see what I do. Well, okay, I was trying to get position on this ball to draw into the 3-4 to break them open, make a break shot, and I'll also have some insurance here. So I made a break shot, have insurance, that's good. Okay, now if I can get the brown and open these 2, that'd be great. I don't think I can. I have to shoot. Now I'm going to go over and see if the 9 goes, or the 7. And if it does, I'll play the 1 next. I think ideally I'd shoot the 9 next, but I can't tell if it'll go, or the 12, or whatever that is. I think that's the 12.
Which ball? Down here?
Yeah, I think I have to just roll into these balls lightly. But this is dangerous, so. Yeah, that's dangerous. You can get no shot there real easy. Okay, so now, well, things have went kind of haywire. Now I might have to use the 9 as the break shot, and it's a little high. So draw back off this 4 for the 3. We should probably draw a thicker line on the table so the viewers can tell what I'm shooting at. I think that ball's in the triangle. Well, it must be, obviously.
Yeah, it looks like it is, regardless if there's a line there.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I wanted the cue ball to be about 3 inches to the right of where it is. So I'm going to have to, instead of drawing back towards the 9, I'm going to have to kind of settle for this shot from there. It's the only way I could keep an angle. Alright, we'll see where I move this coin and I'll know what I'm on.
Plus, I think I'm telling you, you've already
maybe
missed
plus
the
a rack?
Yeah, I guarantee you. Because you missed it somewhere in the middle.
Oh, okay, so there. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Alright, so right now we're at 266.
Well, I think you're at 280.
Might be at 280, but in my mind, at this time, I don't realize I've missed marking a rack, so I think I'm at 266 here. Okay, now I got a little roll there. That break shot, just a lot of times you don't get a good opening with that break shot. It's too high, and you're not really hitting the side of the pile or the top. You're hitting it right on the corner, and they have a tendency to stick or not open. So I was happy to see myself get a shot there. Now, you could go into the corner of the balls here off the 7, but this is dangerous. You can get stuck here. You can, I mean, yeah, you can have that happen right there. Now, I got to, that wasn't ideal.
Well, you thought you'd have this.
But as polished as these balls are, I just feel like they're going to open enough to always give me a shot.
Well, they were polished.
Yeah, 2 hours ago. Yeah, I haven't polished them since we began. That's right. Good point. So I'm thinking about this a little bit. Good. I untied those. That was key. I'm going to have to shoot that 11, it looks like. Oh, I can shoot this ball on the side. Now, that 8 is blocking the 1. That's got to be removed quite soon. So I'm probably going to shoot the 2 and then the 8. 5 looks like the break shot. I mean, you have to unlock lanes before you do anything else. Now I might even go up and bump into this 14, 15 because, you know, they don't pass. They only go into the bottom right pocket, and with the 5 there, that's no good. So, or I can try to go up there and get position on the 14 and the 11 at the same time. But this is where most runs end right here, is when you don't really make up your mind and you just kind of hook yourself or something. And I did just what I tried to do there. I fell on the 14 knowing if I missed that window, I could still get on the 11.
Whatever that is. Yeah.
But once this 14's out of the way, I'm good to go. Maybe it doesn't go. I'm hooked by the 5, just barely. Oh, yeah, I am hooked. I'm going to have to go to the bottom rail and shoot the 15. Oh, no, I remember what I do here. Okay, this is not ideal, but I rely on execution here. I go 1, come to the end rail, shoot the 15 on the side. You know, sometimes you just have to do this. I mean, you don't always just get everything laying out perfect. The thing is, though, if you make the wrong decisions, then all your racks will look like this, and then you can't run a lot of balls. But I'm going to occasionally run into this kind of deal here. So draw back a little bit so you don't hook jack yourself up on the 14. Now stop there, and then I have a nice angle to go off the 14. Go check. Now this is going to be a good run to help people because there's some racks in here that really look haywire, and you know, you can just kind of get a sense of what I do to get out of it. Now here I use inside English. This cue ball, the polish is worn off this cue ball enough by now where it'll track enough and bite off the end rail. Normally it would just slide long and not get up for position. But at the first 30 or 40 balls of the run, when the polish is still on the cue ball, I wouldn't have shot it that way. I would have drawn around. But now that the cue ball is a little grabbier, has more friction to it, I got away with the inside English there. And that's something you just have to recognize on your own by playing and seeing how the table changes as the run goes. Hopefully your run's long enough that you'll play long enough for the run, you know, the balls to change conditions. Okay, now I'm going to hit the top couple balls of the rack here, and this really isn't a good break shot. It looks like a good break shot, but it's not. You have to hit this really firm with follow or draw and hit it hard. Okay, I'm counting in my head there. In my head, I'm at 280. Believe me, I'm going to hit this ball as hard as I can get away with it. Yeah. And that was a nice reaction. The cue ball bounced sideways. Although, I've got to shoot the 10. Now what you want to do here is shoot the 10 and go right in between the 6 and the 2. And hit the 2. Just like that. Now, if you can shoot the 1 here, shoot the 1, and if not, you got to shoot the red or the blue. Okay, now I go over to get the red because it's just kind of a straggler, an unhelpful ball that's up there all by itself, doesn't connect anything. So you want to get rid of those early. Now the break shot's obviously the 8. So you've got the 9 and the 14 tangled up. The 4 is over there kind of straggling by itself. You got to deal with that. I might shoot the 6 here and draw into the 14, moving the 9 out a little bit. I can't remember. See, the problem is with this shot is I'm going to shoot the 15 on the side. Okay. Oh no, I got a shot on the 1. Okay, that's fine. Let's get the 1 out of there.
Ooh,
well, I want to make sure. I was close to being hooked on the 12. Now, when I come down off the 4 and get on the 12, I can draw into the 9-14, knocking those upstairs by the sides for a key ball, and they'll connect to the 8 later. Many racks look this way. You run 4-5, you come to the bottom rail, you shoot one in, you go into the middle of the cluster, and you push them out. This just happens over and over again. And now that's a nice connector to the 8. or the 15 to the 9. It's whatever you want to do at this point. But when I'm playing really good and getting kind of lucky rolls, this is what most of the racks look like. I eliminate 5 or 6, then I re-break them, push them out to the middle, and then I got mini break shots, because when you push them down towards the end rail, they get tied up.
Right.
When you push them to the middle of the table, they open up. Now, I would have liked to have gotten straight on the 6, and I would have went 6 and then the 15, the 14, but I fell a little short. So now I have to shoot a shot here that's a little more missable, but I know if I make it, I have perfect position to get on the last 3 balls and get locked in on the break ball. I jumped straight up in the air there. Again, the pressure, feeling the heat a little bit.
Well, you think you're getting close to 300, but I think you're over it, but you don't know.
I might actually be over 300 or 294 here and not realize it, but yeah, in my mind, I'm at 294 right here.
I'd say you're at
and you're saying I'm at 300 and something.
Right.
Now, this break shot, I fell a couple inches short. I wanted the cue ball to come out a little farther. This is a tough shot. I remember, the only shot I remember in this entire run from 2 years ago was this break ball. I remember how difficult it looked, how thin it looked, and I thought, man, what a bummer. I'm going to end the run like this, falling short on this break.
You don't think you're at 300.
No, and I think I'm just short of 300, right.
But you put a good move on it.
Yeah, I made a good shot. No, I hit it good.
I don't think you did.
I might have missed it, though. You never know.
Oh, we're missing golf fix, by the way.
Yeah, let's do this. That guy should shoot 62 every time, all the stuff he knows. So, hit this with high ball, no English. People use English on these shots. You don't want to do that. It's too hard to make the ball. Oh, yeah. I was thrilled to see that go in.
And you buttercup the 12 ball.
12 come up nice. I could have made the 12 or the 2. Now here, a lot of guys are going to shoot the 3, but this is free to shoot the 14 and go into the 6 here. There's no chance of not getting a shot here because I just have too much insurance balls. So now I've got a couple break shots, eliminate the trouble balls. Looking at this now, I'm kind of happy to see. Usually when I get on a run this big, my pace slows down. I start trying too hard, which is a big no-no for anybody. But I'm happy to see it looks like I'm still just kind of racing around the table like I don't care. So I'm going to shoot the 11. Go up here. Let's see. Probably try to. I don't know if I can shoot that 5 next. I'll probably try to get rid of the 9. Bill's in there asking me how am I doing. I'm telling him. I think Bill sits down and watches the rest of the run here. I'm a little out of line here, and I've actually got so many options I can't hardly figure out what I want to do. And that's a common problem in straight pull, which is, you do kind of have to just commit to something and do it. I mean, I watch the guys that are unfamiliar with straight pull, the pro players, they just study the table so long their brain starts to freeze and they just can't even hardly, they just overcomplicate it. It's funny watching a world champion player take like 20 minutes to run a rack. I mean, it's like, they just literally lose their mind. It's funny.
I see it all the time at Derby
Yep.
City.
Sometimes, when I do these videos, for people, we do it 4 or 5 times till we get all the everything right and the intro and there's a script and all that. This time we just sat down and said, let's just do it. And I don't know how much I'm going to help you guys with the things we've talked about, but I firmly believe that if you just watch this a few times and try to do the things I'm doing, and it's not 50 different things. There's not 50 things to learn. There's 5 or 6 main things to learn when you watch me play that will help your game. And again, it's stay down and follow through. It's pocket speed. It's using a make stroke. It's insurance balls. It's the things you keep hearing me talk about over and over again. It's playing position on multiple balls. You know, it's rhythm. It's using speed. There isn't 7,000 tips of advice I can give you. There's like 15. And if you just watch this a few times and really get that stuff embedded into your mind, you'd be surprised at how good you can start playing. Okay, so I'm going to shoot this ball. Now I shoot the 4. Now I almost got a little unlucky there. I'm going to shoot the 4 and roll the cue ball forward and stay in the triangle. And the cue ball stays in the triangle, but on here it's hard to tell and see, but I can see the triangle. It is in it, barely. About half the cue ball stays in there. So obviously you can take the cue ball and put it down behind the line.
I think you're at 332 now.
Okay.
Because
I'm well over 300 now. Bill's going to set and watch the end of the run there.
Now we're going to end here in about
4 minutes.
3 or 4 minutes, and we're not going to have time to do a goodbye, so you better start.
Yeah, we're going to start saying the goodbyes.
The film's just going to end when you
Yeah, it's just going to end. While I'm racking, I would like to say thank you for the support and the interest. Whether you guys buy these DVDs or not, you know, I still love straight pull and I like to play the game, and will probably continue to do so and hopefully break the world record someday. But I hope this video helps you guys. It's aimed for the recreational player. I really get a kick out of it when somebody comes up and says, I bought your videos and it's really helped my game. I really get a kick out of that. So be sure to say hi to me and tell me so. But, you know, when this ends, I think I speak for Bill and myself. Thank you, everybody. And we appreciate you tuning in and buying this from me. And thanks, Bill, for helping me. It's been good to have you and your knowledge of the game.
Now, who wants to shoot this shot?
Yeah, this shot at about 340 looks like I'm shooting a basketball through a Cheerio. Okay, speared it in there.
Put a good move on it.
Oh, okay. This is where the run ends. I remember now. This is okay. Now, what I'm trying to do here is I can obviously shoot the 9, but then I'd have to come across and shoot the combo. I'm going to shoot this combination, and I was really surprised to see where the cue ball draws to. I'm trying to draw the cue ball over and shoot the 14 or the 3 or the 2 into the same pocket that I make this 15. But as you can see, when I shoot this combo, I draw the cue ball right up into the pile and I get hooked. And this is, you know, my own fault, and that's the way most of these kind of runs end. But, you know, and I'm kind of stretched out across the table too, so sometimes that affects your cue ball control or whatever. But so anyway, folks, this is 366 on film, highest run on film that I'm aware of in the world. So I'm proud of that. I appreciate you guys buying this from me, and have fun with it. I hope you guys improve, and I will see you on the tournament trail. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye for Bill and I. You won't hear us anymore. You can just watch the last shot here and see me miss.
Left, I think.
Yeah, I got this shot at. I sat here and studied this forever. This was really a bonehead move I make right here. I draw the cue ball right up into the stack, and I really didn't think I could do that. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sick about it. Can you believe I did that? Now it looks like the 6 is dead off the 9 down in the corner, but not quite. So I'm basically now in a tournament, and so even if I would have made this bank and kept going and ran the 400, see, in a tournament I wouldn't have shot this bank. I would have probably played a safety. I would have shot into the 6 and drawn back into the pile or something. So realistically, 366 is as much as I would have ran in a gambling match or whatever. Because in a straight pull match, you're not going to bank at this ball.
Right.
But in doing a high run, you're going to go ahead and go for it. So I haven't shot a bank now in 2 hours, and I'm jacked up, so of course I miss it by a block.
Yeah, you gave it a good try. Here we go. Just a little outside.
Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.
See ya.